sort of comedy globalization. Like we're bringing the world together through laughter.
Notice all the old school Arabs, they always start each sentence with
Takbir. Okay, FBI, you can take them.
The Arabs know Arabic at the airport. So when they go, where are you going? They'll go, I'm going to New York, inshallah. Inshallah, you're not going to Guantanamo, okay?
You should be proud to be Persian, son. Son, we had an empire. We had an empire. 2,000 years ago, we had an empire, son.
From cracking jokes to thousands in Cairo, Beirut, Amman, and Ramallah, to entertaining politicians and activists in Denver, these four cultural ambassadors are bridging the gap between two worlds, one chuckle at a time. We had the chance to sit down with them before their most recent performance in Denver. لم يحمل التجمع القومي ديمقراطيا النواب واستثناء القرار السياسي إلى دنفر فقط، بل حمل أيضا المواطنين الأمريكيين العاديين الذين خرجوا إلى الشوارع ليعبروا عن أنفسهم من خلال الموسيقى والرقص والتجمعات والاحتجاجات. وهنا وفي نادي محلي وسط مدينة دنفر أضاف المحضر العربي الأمريكي بعض الضحكات إلى هذا المزيج السياسي.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you here and very excited to laugh with you later tonight.
Thank you.
What does it mean to you to perform here tonight alongside the DNC?
What we do is we perform 5 to 10 times a week at the different clubs in Los Angeles, New York, wherever we're at, and it's like hitting a punching bag. And you're hitting the speed bag, and at first when you're hitting the speed bag, you're not that good, but then you start hitting it more and more, and then eventually you're pretty good, and then as you're hitting the speed bag, somebody just takes you and goes, here, come over here, get in this ring here with Sean Penn being this movie, and you're like, oh my God, but you do it, and you're like, oh, I can do it, and then you go back, and then you start hitting the speed bag again, and then they go, oh, here, we're going to put you in the Middle East, and you're going to go meet the king of Jordan, and which we did, which was amazing. I'm like, oh my God, and you come back, and then they go, oh, look, you're coming to the Democratic National Convention, you're like, this is so cool, man.
What's DNC? Democrats in the house, yeah. Ow!
So, we're just doing what we love, and we're getting to experience these great experiences.
I'm so excited.
And I am a delegate from the great state of New Jersey.
كيف صرتي مندوبة من نيو جيرسي؟
أنا صرت مندوبة من نيو جيرسي عشان أنا حسيت بعد ما بدأ الحرب بالعراق إنه خلص لازم أتدخل في السياسة، لازم. وكان في الناس بعتوا إيميل وقالوا بدوروا على ناس يجوا. قلت خلص أنا راح أحط اسمي. ولا عمري في حياتي فكرت إنهن رايحين ينكوني.
Wow.
So it's been really crazy being a delegate because they hate me in my delegation because I keep talking about Iraq.
وإذا أنا بتدخلش وبخلي صوتي يكون سامعينها بواشنطن قد ما سامعينها بهوليوود شو استفدنا؟
And what does it mean to you to be the leader of Arab American comics today?
Well, I think I'm among the leaders of Arab American comedians. But, the goal really is to get more and more young, any age, but we say young Arab Americans involved in the arts here in the States, and in turn, getting Arabs in the Arab world involved in entertainment. I think as we've become more successful, it's sort of shown the younger people that they can do this. I mean, I'm a funny comedian. I'm making a pretty good living. I'm not great. I'm not Chris Rock, Like, if I can do this, other people can do it. It's not rocket science. Some of the comedians you'll meet are stupid. But still, they understand comedy, and they're funny. And the point is, like, if you really want to do this, you can, and you can be successful.
I like Barack a lot, but it's very interesting. It's weird sometimes, like, our background becomes relevant in this election. All this stuff about him being a Muslim or not a Muslim, and he's not a Muslim, he's a Christian. But you know what I would love? Just for him to answer all those haters out there who keep saying he's a Muslim and they say it for the worst reasons. I wish this, if he wins, the day he's sworn in, he goes, guess what? I am a Muslim. Allah Akbar, bitches.
And you can also bring together, like, a marriage of your comedy and activism at the same time, and you're doing something for your career and your community. And that's really something that it's rare in this business, that you can do something that helps not just you, because everything's about us in comedy. Everything about, you're an actor, it's all about you. But here it's not only about us, it's about all of us together. And that's what I really love, and that's why I continue to do this.
You have quite a diverse list of achievements in the entertainment industry. You even appeared in You Don't Mess with the Zohan and Iron Man.
That's right.
What made you decide to focus your career more on comedy, and how does your current career compare to your previous achievements in the world of acting?
As an actor, I was playing a lot of stereotypical roles, the terrorist, the cab driver,
the sleazy Arab prince, or whatever the case was. The beauty of stand-up comedy is you're your own writer, director, actor, producer. There's nobody really telling you what to do as a comedian, so you have the artistic freedom to kind of just say and do what you want.
How many Muslims are in the crowd? How many Muslims are? Very nice, very nice. Practicing? Notice all the Muslims are like, I'm not sure. I had a Jack and Coke before I got here. Please, God, forgive me, please.
You should laugh at yourself and have a sense of humor. Us as comedians, it's like putting a mirror in front of people, and people can laugh and say, oh, I was thinking that, or whatever.
I just got back from Palestine. I was in Palestine for 2 months.
Welcome to the Amari Disabled Center. I run a charity called Maysoons Kids, and Maysoons Kids was founded in April 2001 to address the growing population of disabled people in Palestine. This is my entire pride and joy is this staircase. This is what Maysoons Kids build. This summer, our big goal was to bring physical therapy equipment to the Jalazon refugee camp. So I came up with the idea of why not do stand-up comedy live in Palestine, take the money from the tickets to buy the physical therapy equipment.
أنا عندي إعاقة اسمها cerebral palsy، معناته أنا بحسس دايما زي واحد أنتوا بتعرفوه منيح الله يرحمه، أنا بحسس زي ياسر عرفات.
We just got back from Beirut. We did a 6,000-seat venue, Maz and Dean and I. We went to Beirut, Lebanon.
We were like these little humble guys performing at the Comedy Store in front of 6 people on a Monday night at midnight, and we get thrusted into this big concert-like experience in the Middle East, and it really feels like being a professional rock star entertainer. Is the fans and the crowds and the people that just have expressed so much interest.
And I go, I have a question. Is there anything we can't say here? And Tariq goes, Ahmed, say whatever the you want, okay? What happens in Beirut stays in Beirut, okay? You know what I told him? What happens in Beirut goes on Facebook, all right?
And usually in the States, if you want to go fast, you go to the left lane. Left lane, you go fast. Here, it's it feels like the Grand Prix or something. Our guy was passing on the right, and then he was to the left, and he was making 360 and just.
I'm of a mixed background, and I will explain it to you the way my father told it to me when he said, if anyone asks you in Arabic what your background is, you can answer it this way. He'd say, Aboui Filistini, Immi Mejnouni.
It's really special as a comedian. We don't get that as much in the States. We're almost celebrities there. Here, we're kind of known in delis and gas stations where Arabs see us. And it's surreal to go and be quasi-famous in one place and then come back in the States and live a normal life.
Tell us how performing in the Middle East is different than performing here and how they respond to your jokes.
The Middle East was, very embracing and really just connected with our material and what we were talking about.
الناس هناك بيفهموا النقط أكتر من هان عشان مش لازم أفهمهم إشي، مش لازم أفهمهم شو احتلال، شو حج، شو مسلم، شو رمضان.
Politics, they get better than American audiences. About President Bush, about Obama, they know everything about what's going on with our elections. Jokes about living as an Arab in America, they understand all of that. And the laughs are the same at the same places. And it's amazing. In fact, they laugh at certain jokes better than American audiences in certain places, which amazes me. They just ring a little bit truer to them.
And I kept telling them, I said, when I go back, I'm going to tell a lot of my comedian friends that this world exists. Because a lot of people here don't know that exists.
Mm-hmm. عرض كتير رائع والله كتير انبسطنا فيه.
حلو الواحد يعالج مشاكله بالفكاهة.
فظيعين.
They're funny. Higher than my expectations, actually.
And it talks about the mentality, different mentality between the Middle Eastern and American. It's really nice. It explains all the details, all the nuance between all the mentalities. And this is very, very nice and very well put.
Talking about us like
he is living with us.
وكمان اخترقت كتير حواجز بالنسبة لكيف الأجانب وخصوصا الأمريكان بتطلعوا للعربي الأمريكي وللمسلمين بشكل عام إنه إحنا مثلا إرهابيين، إحنا كذا كذا كذا، إحنا الفلسطينيين كذا، إحنا مش ما عندنا إحساس. هي بطريقة مضحكة جدا بتعبر عن إنه كيف هاي الأشياء مش صحيحة.
كتير حلو. We needed something like that, but we're gonna come back.
We've connected with the West quite a bit on two levels. We have our Arab American demographic that want to listen to somebody from their own culture or religion.
You know, we've had a lot of Iranians come out and support.
Iranians here too. Iranians. We are everywhere. No one knows how many Iranians there are in America. Admittedly, because you know what, we don't answer the Census Bureau. We don't.
But also, what's been great is to be able to perform with these guys, and it's not just Iranians that come out. It's Iranians, and there's Lebanese, and there's Palestinians, and then there's Latino, and all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, we're crossing a lot of cultures, and that's really where you want to go as a comedian.
And then there's just the straight up, Caucasian Americans who are there for, out of curiosity.
My name is Ahmed, and for the white folks, it's Ahmed.
And then after they watched the show, they said, hey man, you're real funny. We didn't know that your people were all funny. We just watched CNN and Fox News, and we think you're all terrorists. But we didn't know you guys had, comedians in your cultures.
I mean, if people laugh, if I were just preaching at somebody, they would just, flip me off and walk out. But if I can make them laugh and they're not even thinking about what I'm saying, but they're hearing me, my goal is when people are leaving, going home, they're like, oh wow, that guy was funny, and he was from Iran, and he didn't try and kidnap us. That's kind of cool.
بجوز الناس بتطلع علي وبقولوا هذه مجنونة وين طالع عقلها. أنا بقول العكس، أنا بقول إذا بتضحك الناس ما بيقتلوك.
The burden's on us to go forward as Arabs and Muslims to tell people who we are. We can't wait for others, nor should we wait for others. Like, we should tell our story. So that's what we do through comedy.
And you're doing a great job.
I'm trying. It's a lot of work. We need more people like you. We need more of us out there. So hopefully people watching, if they ever think about getting involved in entertainment, in any part of it, being a producer, if you're rich and you don't want to be in front of the camera, help us out. Support Arabs who are trying to make a difference through the arts, through entertainment. Screenwriters, movies, TV shows, they go such a long way to changing people's perception of who we are.